Welcome to Wisconsin in Focus. I'm Benjamin Yount, filling in for J.D. Davidson. It may finally happen. I may finally be able to get my license plate that reads FAHQ. Believe it or not, there is a First Amendment challenge to allowing people to write whatever it is that they want on their license plate here in Wisconsin. The Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty this week asked a judge to strike down Wisconsin's state law that allows the Department of Motor Vehicles, through the Department of Transportation, to ban license plates that are deemed objectionable. Every state has this program, right? You want to make sure that you don't have the F word or other curse words or something that you would not want your children to read while sitting in traffic, right? There's a great story out of the Chicago Tribune years ago where the driver's license office is the license plate office there. It's in the Secretary of State. They had a whole crew of little old ladies who it was their job to review every personalized license plate just to make sure it wasn't dirty, just to make sure it didn't have a hidden meaning. And this group of little old ladies had to be well-versed, had to be fluent in the curse words of probably 10 to 15 different languages. They needed to know American curse words and Polish curse words and Russian curse words and Spanish curse words. And it was really a funny story of how these ladies had to learn the filthiest language in America to make sure that, well, those things didn't end up on the street. The license plate that sparked this challenge here in Wisconsin was not filthy. Guy who's Will's client, Michael Nichols, said he wanted a license plate for his Trans Am that read Road Rage, RDRRAG. Now, when he had his first Trans Am back in 2003, DMV gave him that license plate. He sold that car because it was a lemon, eventually gets another one, goes back to the DMV, says, hey, I'd love to have this for my Trans Am. And they said no, said it's objectionable. His quote. I get custom plates for all my cars in order to express myself, he said. I use personalized license plates as a form of self-expression and viewpoint. One day, the state approves a license plate combination. The next day, they deny the very same plate choice. It is completely arbitrary and subjective. Will, which of course specializes in these kinds of constitutional questions, has really been successful in standing up for free speech, even speech that some people may not like. They took on the case. Lucas Weber, who's the lawyer who's handling this, said every citizen has the First Amendment right to express themselves, and that includes messages they convey with their personal license plates. Here's the thing. The government's not supposed to get into the business of telling you what you can and cannot say. Your boss can. Your wife can. The people on Twitter jail, they can revoke your license if you don't like it, but the government's not supposed to be in the business of saying you can't say this. And so the interesting question going forward is, okay, what license plates wouldn't be allowed? If I can't say road rage because I'm assuming the idea is that they don't want people to be angry and start punching on the highway, probably not going to let you say the F word, but what about go Trump? What about go Harris? What about yay taxes? What about no taxes? What about boo welfare? This really becomes more than just a jokey story about will I be able to get FAHQ written on the license plate for my old car. It becomes a question, a legitimate question of who gets to decide who says what. Weber had the great quote, unfortunately, state law empowers bureaucrats at the Department of Transportation to decide which speech is good and which speech is bad, directly violating the First Amendment rights of Wisconsinites. Now, just so that you know, Wisconsin's license plate restrictions say that they may deny any license plate that carry connotations offensive to good taste or decency. Well, I've got bad taste. Sometimes I've been accused of being indecent, but I'm not sure that the job of a clerk at the Department of Transportation's Department of Motor Vehicles office is the one who gets to decide this. We'll have to wait and see exactly what the judges say, and we'll have to wait and see exactly how far we can go, but it could be a fun game of reading the license plates in Wisconsin if this case goes the way that Will wants it. You can find this story and all of our others over at our website, thecentersquare.com, and thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe.